On Draw Stuff Real Easy today, I'm going to show you how to draw Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester Adams. But let's not talk about it. Let's do it. To draw Uncle Fester, I'm going to start by putting in a couple of lines like that. And then we want a kind of a little triangle on the top, which is going to be the dome of his head. And then we're going to want quite an angle coming down for his chin. And then we can kind of put his ears just above the chin there like that. And the tops of his eyes are going to be kind of round about there. So we can draw a kind of an S shape going that way. And then he has, we can do another S shape going upwards like that, which will give us that kind of ironic kind of look. And then we want these bags under the eyes. And then we want an eyeball there. And we want it kind of on the same level here, but he's got this eye much wider open and staring. The eyeball in the middle. This eyeball is more kind of just hidden by the top eyelid. And then we want the nose coming down there. And it's basically sort of going like that. And then we can have a little bit there. And that thing coming out there, and we want to have our big silly inane grin coming out like that. And then we want these kind of curves, which just means I'm just going to think about just moving these lines out a bit there a bit. So those curves are going to come down like that and then into the chin, and then we're going to want this to come down a little bit lower underneath there. Like that. That will go up, and then kind of it's kind of pointed and domey on the top like that. Then we're going to want that great big collar coming out like that, and then the big shoulders. Let's get a pen and ink this in. So I'm going to start here with this sort of S shapes for the eyebrows, but he hasn't got any eyebrows really. And then going to do these kind of eye shapes, nice almond shapes like that, and then this one will be hidden. So this is what makes Uncle Fester so weird, and because this eye is a little bit sinister, and we could maybe just do sort of something like that, and there too. Whereas this eye is kind of a bit crazy. I don't know if it's meant to be a glass eye or not, or something. Anyway, it's kind of, this eye looks just that little bit crazy, which kind of makes him a bit more endearing, I suppose. And then we're going to kind of draw these dark patches in like that. There we can, yeah, we can bring that line down like that, and then there, and then we can do that kind of nostril-y kind of shape like that, and he's going to have these lines coming out there. And I think what we could do is put two little kind of circles there and just make them into little kind of blobs at the end like that. And then we're going to want to bring this kind of line down to where his coat is going to be, and then this also wants to sort of come in a little bit there, and then we're going to go up and around and try and make it sort of slightly pointy on the top, on the dome like that. And then we want these very sticking out ears like that, and ears are always difficult, so just going to do out and around and up and a bit, and there's a little something inside it like that. And then we have this very defined kind of line like that, which comes down and around. And then we want a couple of little curves coming around like that, and maybe going up there. And then he's got his collar that comes down and around like that. And I think we can maybe even make it a bit more chunky like that. And then he has a weird thing how it's all buttoned up at the front. When you are absolutely sure that the ink is dry, then you can erase those pencil lines. And do remember, when you draw like this and you do underdrawing before you do the ink, draw very, very gently, because otherwise you're not going to be able to erase those pencil marks. And then I think what we could do is actually leave a little bit of white, a little tiny bit of white there, which is kind of his eyelid just hanging down. And we can shade all that in. And we can do the same here by leaving just little bits around it. It just makes it even more starey when you do that. Another little line across there. I'm going to add a little bit of texture to this whole thing just by very, very carefully taking my time. I'm just going to add hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these lines across the whole thing. Now, doing shading and lines like this is it does take time, but it kind of improves your resilience and improves your kind of hand-eye control, and just sort of makes it look like you worked at it. Now you can add some extra bits of shading just by kind of going the other way here and adding little bits going in the same direction. And this just kind of makes this look like it's sticking up a little bit, and the same in here. You might want to add a little bit into here as well, and if you can get it right in between the lines, that's even better. I can add a bit on this side too. And I think here also we can add a bit of extra shading. I'm just going to one side of that line just to give it a bit of thickness, and then all around here. If you can get in between the lines, that's even better, but that'll just kind of make the face stand out that a little bit more. And I'm just going to try and smooth that little bit up there a bit, and also I'm going to add a little bit of shading in the ears, going that way like that, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of shading in the ears just like that to kind of put them slightly further back into the drawing. I think we could maybe even have a little bit of shading under the nose and maybe a bit in there. Once you start shading, you can't stop. That's the problem. So I'm going to add a little bit of shading up here on this side and a little bit down here. Very, very gently. Not too much. And then maybe a little bit just on the side of the nose there as well. Now I'm not going to touch it anymore, so there you go. That's Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester Adams. You can add a little bit of colour to the face and to the clothes if you like, and that'll make those eyeballs pop out that little bit more. Make sure you are subscribed to Draw Stuff Real Easy. Go on, click that button right now, ring that bell, and sign up for all notifications, and keep coming back for lots more drawings every week. In the meantime, keep drawing, drawing, drawing. Practice, practice, practice. And I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.